quick time. And here we go. Okay, so we're doing it in G major to start off with. So open, 1, 2, open. Ready, go. One more. Okay, that's the top. Now let's come down. Same idea. 2, 1, open, 2. Okay, and then 1, open, 3, 1. Okay, let's try that now. 2, 1, open, 2. Ready? And then 1. Open. Leave it there because we don't have a string below, so that's where we have to leave it. Now everybody looked like they were doing that okay. Is anybody having any problems understanding the pattern? You know, as long as we do it a few hundred times or whatever. But other than that, it's going okay? Okay, cool. Let's try it one more time, and we won't stop at the top. We'll just go up and come back down, okay? A little tiny bit quicker. Here we go. Ready, and... Cool? Good. Anybody having any problems with the pattern? Doesn't look like it. Looks really good. Okay, so let's now see if we can put some of that backbeat rhythm into there. So we'll do it one more time, and this time we're going to do the kind of like that, you know, a little bit less exaggerated, but not much, because you have to exaggerate it at first to get it, okay? And a little tiny bit faster wouldn't go astray either. Okay, so here we go. A 1, 2, 3, and. Okay, I am loving this, guys. This is looking great. Now, the nice thing about Zoom, I mean, the nasty thing about it is the delay, but for me it's good because after I do the big down, I look up and I see you guys doing it right after me. Okay, and I'm seeing it for the most part. I'm seeing people get right to the end of the bow for that note. That's really good out of the four. Now, it deteriorates, of course. You start off real good, gung-ho, and it kind of flattens out after a while. So watch out for that. I'm not saying it's happening, but it probably is. So why don't we try a little faster? It helps. The speed helps. You know, that's the thing. The slower you go, the harder it is to keep it up. So let's go a little bit faster one more time with the regular bowing. A 1, 2, 3, and. Okay, I kept going there at the end, but that looked pretty good too. Anybody having any problems? You know, existential problems. You know, not little stupid annoying things that happen, staggers and stuff like that, but things that you're kind of fundamentally like, oh, it's not working out. Anybody having any of that? No? That's great. My God, that's wonderful. Why don't we try one more? Oh, yes, Mel.
Just the backbeat. I'm just having enough difficulty getting through the whole thing at that pace, never mind focusing on the backbeat. So.
Okay, yeah. And, you know, the reason that it's so long is for you to make multiple stabs at it. Okay? Yeah. Best thing to do at this point. So you mean like it works for a bit and then it kind of falls off?
No, I'm trying to keep time, like I'm trying to keep up with the pace, but I'm not focusing on the backbeat.
Oh, okay. Well, that's okay. I mean, you know, you need to be able to play it at a certain tempo to make the backbeat happen. So just keep, until you feel comfortable, don't worry too much about it. Just keep it in the back of your mind. That's all. You'll probably start doing it without even knowing it, you know, especially if I belt it out here, you know? Okay? Anybody else have anything like that? Okay, yes, a little bit faster. All right. 1, 2, 3, and. Looking pretty good there, ladies. It's all ladies. Looking pretty good. So I'm liking that. There's a few people that I see your body is kind of moving like with the rhythm. Tells me that you're kind of starting to feel that backbeat rhythm. Okay? Anybody starting to feel it a little bit? Coming into their arm there? Oh, that's good. See? Now, some people get along better by exaggerating that backbeat with all the bow they could possibly have, you know, and they don't worry really much about the other notes. Other people try to make all the other notes shorter. So if you concentrate on making the short one short, da, dee, da, 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 sometimes that makes the big one, the accented one, come out a little bit better. You see what I mean? So a little bit of bow for the unaccented notes, and as much as you can for the accented. See that? See how that works there? Okay, that's great. Now, how about the long bow pattern? So that's up, up, down, up, 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 down, up, up, down. Remember last week we very painstakingly went through that and I said the bowing as we were doing it. Do you remember that? So why don't we try that again? Yes, Pearl?
In the middle of playing it when we were doing separately, I actually started slurring the notes.
Well, it's handy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's way easier now, right?
It is. It is and it isn't. You know, some people find it really hard at first to get those big up bows. It really depends on the person. But yes, you're right. If you have any skill with the bow at all, you realize almost right away the advantage of the longbow style, eh? It is kind of neat and tidy to do. It's a lot less movement for sure. Okay, so shall we try it? Up, up, down. Yes, Deborah. Yeah, that's right. And then 3, that's right. Up, up, down, up, 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 down. I'll show you. I'll do it really nice and slow just to demonstrate. Okay, is that coming back? Let's see what happens. Let's just go nice and slow and see what happens. Here we go. Up, up, down, up, 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 down. Ready, slow. Okay, now, for the most part, looking very good. Is anybody confused? You are confused, Deborah?
I couldn't put the rhythm together with the pattern. I couldn't do it. So then I just started faking it and doing the counts and just...
Well, fake it till you make it, man. How do you think I learned all this Irish?
I got it on the last string, but I lost the rhythm, just remembering the pattern and what I'm supposed to do. It's first time. So.
Of course, and that's why, like I keep saying, that's why it's so long. So, you know, if you drop out of it, then you just try to get back into it, and eventually it'll come under your arm. Let's do it again, okay? Same tempo, exactly the same tempo. A 1, 2, 3, and up, up, down. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, 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 down. Down. Okay, now that looked more successful for you, Deborah. Well, I mean, your bow direction looked right by the end of it there. So it comes in like that. For a lot of people, it comes in like that. Is there anybody else having a problem, having trouble getting it together, stitching it together? No? Nothing a few hundred times? Yes, Deb?
I think if I just had time to practice it on an open string a couple of times, then I think I could get the pattern.
Yeah, the problem is it's hard to tell on an open string. Let me try it. I guess you could. Why don't we try it all together just for the practice? Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when I was doing the up, I'm doing, it's just, I want to go down.
You had one right one there. You did it right once. Yeah.
It was an accident.
Let's hope the accidents multiply. Yes, Pearl.
I usually pretend I'm playing the maid behind the bar or another reel to get in the scale.
Yeah, okay.
There's people do that, but I do it and it works.
Okay, yeah, there you go. That would work. Yes, Sue.
I think it's easier to do this with the music as well. But I think it's good practice to do it with the scale. Don't get me wrong, I think it's good practice, but I think it's easier because you've got it all marked on the music.
Yeah.
So you can actually, you're going up, 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 down, up, 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 down, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a two-pronged approach. So what we're doing now is to try to get it to be under people's arm regardless of tune, right? And then we are going to, that's the next thing we're going to do is take a look at Made Behind the Bar and read it out like that, you know, to force the issue. I do find that it really does help force the issue, for sure.
No, I agree. It's good practice. It's easier with the music. That's what I mean. Like, this is hard. It's harder with the scale.
Yeah, and that's the usual thing with a skill set. You know what I mean? Like because you're implementing it into your arm, so it's a longer term goal for sure. No question about it. But you make a good point, and we will be doing that next. Any other questions about it before we do it again? Anything? All good points. All right then, let's do it. Maybe we'll go a tiny bit faster. Here we go. Ready? Oh, somebody's still. There you go, Sue. All right. Ready and. Now let's come down, okay? Same thing, up, up, down. Ready, and down. Down, yeah. That's it. Yep. Okay, the way down seemed to be a little smoother for some reason. Maybe it's a little bit more accessible. So how's everybody feeling about that now? Are we getting somewhere, even if it's a little tiny ways? Okay, shall we speed it up a little bit? And if you're having trouble, don't worry. Just keep trying to skip into or jump into the skipping rope. It'll come. It'll definitely get in there as long as you keep trying to do it. All right, tiny bit faster. This is gonna rock. Ready, 2, 3, and down. right? Medium success? Good success? Not bad, not bad? That's great. So I think that we should kind of leave that for now, okay? The next one is alternating, but I feel like if we start working on that, then I could hurt your brains. And I don't want to do that. I don't think that's a good idea of a Thursday evening. So, but we will look at it next time. And what I might do in the meantime is actually write it out. I think that might help, even though I want it to be a pattern that's transferable. Still, it might be for the alternating, it might be a good idea to write it out. Just to let you know, it looks like this. See that? You see those big ups, every other time there? Okay, and that's what we're going to be at the end. By the end of it, that's how it's going to sound. All right? Now, made behind the bar with the bowing in there. Everybody have that with them? Can see it? Do you need me to? Anybody need me to send it to you real quick? Just let me know if you do, because I can send it right away. Okay, Susan. Okay, so now, first of all, I'll play it, because have we done it at all? Have we played the Made Behind the Bar at all, or did I just talk about it and send it out? Anybody remind me if we played it?
We played it once, but I don't think we went too deep into it. I don't know. I've practiced it a lot. I really
Did you?
liked it.
And how's the bowing going for you there, Pearl?
Really well. I don't know. It's easier for me. I don't know. Usually when I have a feel of something, I can just keep going with it.
Do you want to play it for us with the bowing? See how you're getting along?
Sure. So, Made Behind the Bar.
Yeah. Very nice. Now you see, Pearl's getting the feel going there. You see how that's working? It's got a nice backbeat, and I can see that you're feeling the downbeats as well. You know what I mean? And so you're going that back and forth with the downbeat and the backbeat. Try it again for me. See how far you can get.
Okay, I'm messing up the last little bit with the verb when you repeat.
That's all right. Don't worry. Make something up. Okay. That's really good. So I can see where you're, the problems are usually in the seams. When you go to repeat the part or when you go into the next part, that's where you have little problems. Everybody does. So it's nothing a few hundred times won't solve. That is really good. Very, very good. Now does anybody else want to play it for me? I'd love to hear somebody else play the fiddle, for God's sakes.
I'm not offering to play. I haven't played it, but I just whacked this.
Oh.
Everything just went way out of tune, but I can't get my E string back.
Oh, you gotta use the peg. You gotta put the peg up. Oh. There, that's pretty close.
That's getting there.
Geez, I was
Yeah,
teaching.
that's what.
I was teaching one of my students, Rick, and it was one of those terrible things that you see on Zoom that you can't do anything about because you're on Zoom. But he finished playing a bunch of tunes, and he has this little hanger on his music stand to hang his fiddle on, and he went to hang it on there, and somehow he missed, and he dropped it right in front of me, and he looks down and he goes, "Oh, the fingerboard came off, and the fingerboard came right off the fiddle, like really clean. Like they'll fix it in 5 minutes at Heinel just with some glue, you know, but came right off the fiddle. And the first thing he said was, well, my cat's going to be happy for a few days. So I guess the cat hates the fiddle. And last night I was teaching, or Tuesday night I was teaching the beginner class, and Bill Surfless, who's an older gentleman in the beginner class, he was saying goodbye to his cat before the class started because the cat hates the fiddle, and they have to lock the cat in a different room. And so I told Bill that story about Rick's cat, and he said, the cat probably knocked the fiddle off the hanger.
I'll try it while she's trying to figure it out.
Oh, thank you. Very good, very good.
It won't be with all the bowing patterns. But...
Don't worry about that. That's gravy. Hey, Melanie, there's a huge improvement there with your intonation and sound.
Yeah, thanks.
It's really good.
You said that with my Ashokan. Thanks. Yeah, I appreciate that.
That's really good. No, I'm really impressed. That's awesome. Now, with the bowing pattern, don't worry. We're going to go so slow that you'll have a chance to get it in, okay? Don't worry about that. But keep up that good intonation, because there's nothing that stops a groove more than getting out of tune and then you don't know what note you're playing and your groove is gone, right? So keep up that nice intonation so that doesn't get in your way. That's really, really good, okay? Now, so I'll play it. I might as well. And then we're going to get into it, okay? See how I did all that? Okay. Thanks for the applause, Pearl. That's nice. I will soon hear applause again. I'm going to get in touch with all my pubs that I used to play at. And when the summer rolls around, I'm going to see if we can get a few tunes going. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to try Made Behind the Bar. First of all, let's just try playing it, okay? Nice and slow from one end to the other. See if anybody has any problems with the tune itself, okay? And we'll do it twice, nice and easy. Ready, and... more time. All right. Now, describe to me your problems. So, Deb, was it a problem with the bowing pattern, or is it the tune itself?
No, the tune I actually know. Like I've heard it many times.
Okay.
So I know the tune.
Right.
I just like I'm looking up and I see up,
Yeah.
and then before I see, I can't do both at the same time. I just can't be looking at the pattern and the notes at the same time. It's just not me.
It is weird, I know. So, in that case, with that being said, for you, I would say practicing phrase by phrase would be a good idea.
Yeah, I'll have to do that. And then I noticed at the end of the second bar, the second line at the end of the thing before the repeat.
Yeah.
There's 3 up bows, and then there's a down, and then there's 2 ups. There's not 3 ups.
Well, let me just look now. Let me just look at that.
1, 2, 3.
Need.
And then if you start at the second part, it's 1 down, 2 up.
Let me see here. Oh, why does it give me a hat? Oh, that always happens. Okay, here we go. So, dee-da-da-be-da. Oh, that's not what I sent out, I don't think. Oh, that's just with the
Change
accents.
the last bit of it to add an extra, I think, 3 notes.
2 notes. So, yeah, because here we go. It's right side up. So I added the pickup notes at the very top of the last 2 notes of the bar there, Deborah. Do you see how that works there? You're muted.
Anyways, I've got so many problems. This is so minor, like this is nothing, but I see, okay, so I'm seeing down, 2 ups, down, 3 ups.
So
that's
down, 2 ups. That's not.
I see the 3 ups too. It's at the end of the second bar on the first line, going into the third bar. There's 3 ups.
It's 3 ups there, yeah. And then in the ending there, you see that the F and the D is a long note. So that's got the third up in it.
Oh, yeah, okay, I got what you're doing.
See what I mean there? And the same in the second part, it's the same idea. That long note has the two ups in it.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
that-
Long notes do interrupt this pattern. It's kind of a pain. But this is the tune. This is the best tune I could find to make all eighth notes, but it still has a long note at the end. Okay, good question though. Like, it's good to clarify. So for you, it's just the bowing. Hey Simone, so you did you get the second part?
Yeah, I was so confused, but I think I got it one of the times. I think I should have just tried to. I should just try to play the notes without the bowings first to get the tune. Yeah.
Okay, so it is the bow. Yeah, I think that would be a very good idea as well. It won't take you long, and then you'll be able to do the bowing.
Yeah. Thank you.
Anybody else having any problems where they can't play the tune? Anybody else at all? I'm here to help, and I love to help. Okay, in that case, let's do it again. So the people that are still trying to get the tune straight, just do the tune. Don't worry about the bowing. But with the bowing, just keep hopping back in. That's all you got to do. That's the whole point. One, two, three, and...
made behind the bar.
Oh my God! Yes, that's true. The wise maid is not made behind the bar.
So I was trying to play the notes and going, no, it's lining up.
Now I have met many wise maids behind the bar. Many in my
I
life.
was in the bar already tonight. I gotta get the music. Sorry.
That's all right. Do you want me to send it to you again?
Yeah, that.
No problem.
Actually, it's okay. I'll find it. It's okay.
I can probably be faster than you.
Okay, let's have a race.
Yeah, that's a data race.
I can't believe that. Oh
There
my
you
gosh.
go.
How embarrassing.
It would be nice to be in a bar, though, wouldn't it? My God. There's somebody sent me this video of a song. It's the songwriter in Newfoundland, and the title of the song is "I Want to Drink in a Bar." It's a great song. Anyway, how's everybody feeling about the old maid besides not having the right music? Other than that, how's everybody feeling about her? Pretty good?
You said she's old.
She might not be old. Well, the tune is old. That is for certain. The tune, that's one of those like few year old tunes. We're playing music that's been around for hundreds of years. This was around for the other pandemic. And probably the one before that. Yes, Simone.
Wait, sorry, so is it Maid Behind the Bar or Wise Maid?
We're doing Maid Behind the Bar. But
Okay,
Deborah, I think I worked with Deborah on the Wise Maid at one point and wrote out some of that bowing in that tune for her, and so she was just confused. But we are doing Maid Behind the Bar. We are doing the one.
I could confuse you more. I found bar behind the maid.
Yeah. But yeah, it's amazing, it's one of those tunes that's been around for a long time. This is one of the things that I love about this music. Like I love sitting there. I mean, I'm a history buff anyway. I love history, especially World War II is one of my favorite things because my parents lived through World War II. My dad was born in 31 and my mom was born in 38. So they remembered vividly World War II. And when I was growing up in Cape Breton, like in the 80s, it's all everybody talked about, the older people. They talked about the war and rationing and how everybody was leaving out of North Sydney Port and all that kind of stuff. So, and this music was really, really popular then as well in the 40s. And oftentimes when I'm playing at a pub or at a dance, I'm picturing myself in 1943, sitting in exactly the same spot a guy like me would have sat back in those days, doing exactly the same thing, except not with as good a sound system. And probably crappy strings on the fiddle as well. But my favorite experience like that, I have to say, was playing at Celtic Colours with my band at the Fortress of Louisbourg when they did a candlelight, authentic period concert. And so it was us, and it was this French band from Quebec that was just so good. And everything was authentic. There was no lights. It was all candlelight, a fire in the hearth. There was some animators that were dressed up in the proper 1650 attire around the old manor house that we were playing in. And there was no sound system, no nothing like that, just as it would have been in 1650. And right before that, they served us a meal that would have been from 1650 as well, in the plates that they used back then. It was so cool. I just loved it. And I told the audience, I said, the only thing that's not authentic about this concert is that me and my buddies here would definitely not be allowed in this house. We would be playing outside the house in the cold. But then afterwards, we went up to the pub that they have at the Fortress of Louisbourg, which is an authentic 1650 French pub. They were serving beer that was a recipe from 1650. There was sawdust on the floor, candlelight, and there was some French guys playing music from 1650 in the corner. That was quite a night, my God. Anyway, so there you go. That's the Maid Behind the Bar. Shall we try her again a little bit faster? All right? Give you a little breather on the right arm, and now I'd like to try it just a little bit faster. Don't worry about the bowing. Again, if you lose the bowing, just hop back in whenever you can. So with some people, I just say try to get one big up bow in there. Pick one and try to do it every time. Okay? Here we go. Little tiny bit faster. Ready, and... Now that was a decent clip there, people. And for the most part, people were just going along, seemed to be just doing fine. Now, who was having some moderate success with the bowing? Who had like a few times when it worked? Pearl had good success. Calida did. Sue did. That's great. See, that's really good. Who managed to make it work, say, once? Did anybody make it work once? See, that's great. That's great. That's your gateway, okay? We're just going to try to make it work more and more often. All right? Now, is there any other questions about that with the tune or the bowing or the pattern or anything like that? I think I will write it out, the pattern, I mean. I think that's going to kind of be a little bit of a fast track. I would love to get it muscle memory for everybody, but it might help to write it out.
You did send us a pattern already last week.
The scale pattern?
Yeah, you not the skill
The pattern on the bar.
Yeah, made behind the bar is totally written out, but I might write out the scale pattern with the bowing, especially for the alternating, because we didn't even touch that yet, you know? So watch what the made behind the bar would sound like if I alternated between single bow and long bow, and you'll really start to hear the proper sound start to come into the tune. Starting to hear that come in there. It's got a nice, really neat little sound when you go back and forth between those two. So that's going to be kind of down the road. So what we want to do in the meantime is practice those scale patterns like I showed you, and practice the made behind the bar. And if it's possible, do it both ways. Do it single bowed and long bowed, and see if you can get both ways happening. And then at some point in the future, we'll tackle alternating. All right, but I think we could all use a little bit more time with one or the other at this point. Okay, is there any other questions about that before we move on? I think we should spend the rest of the class tonight practicing old stuff, as I'm on a mission to strengthen tunes for people. See, I teach these two guys. I've been teaching them for years, and it's been a vow because we went through a lot of music. You know, the thing is that you can learn tune after tune after tune with this music. There are millions of tunes, and you can learn a new one every day, every lesson, every class. But I find that there are many people that know 100 tunes and don't feel good about any of them. So I'm more interested in strengthening music that's already there. And these guys have been doing it for the past 2 years. Haven't learned anything new, just resurrecting music and making it sound stronger. Yes, Melanie?
I don't know if it was a mistake, but you also sent music last week for the Cash jig and John Allen's jig. I got that in an email.
I think that was a mistake, but we could try them. They're great tunes. I'm sure everybody knows the Kesh already. No? Oh, jeez. You'll get it in 5 seconds.
John Allen's was one that we learned at the Cape Breton Fiddle Camp.
Oh, really? That's great. You know, it's a great old tune. I remember teaching it. I taught it to the Oakville Suzuki program way back when I first moved to town, and it was a beginner class, and I taught them John Allen's jig, and there's the part that goes like this. All the little kids, 13 of them, were wandering around going. It was hilarious, just hilarious. Anyway, so we could do those too, but let's pull up some music that we did in the past. All right, what are people's requests? So what's your favorite stuff? Give me your request. What do you got there, Pearl? I can't see it. Cliffs of Moher and the Mug of Brown Ale. Why don't we do those? Okay, we'll just strengthen those a little bit. Cliffs of Moher and the Mug of Brown Ale. And if you need the music, I'll send it to you, no problem. Okay, I'm going to rosin my bow. Oh. I use this rosin. Have I talked to you guys about rosin? What kind of rosin I use and stuff like that? This is so you know, violin rosin is varied. There's so many different kinds out there. Everybody has their own secret formula. It's basically dried tree sap and linseed oil. That's the basic ingredients of rosin. But like I say, they all have their own secret ingredients. So you can get dark rosin, really, really dark, and you can get light rosin. The dark stuff comes when they harvest the sap from the tree later in the year, just like the maple syrup, you know, just the same idea. And what do you got there, Deb? You got the what is that called? That's the hill? Is that hill? I can't remember what that's called. I recognize it. Oh, Bernardini or whatever? Yeah. That's a good one. Oh, Pearl, you should do yourself a favor and get some nice rosin, man. That looks like the stuff that comes with the fiddle.
That's actually funny because I have the thing that came with this fiddle, and it's actually 287 years old.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. You have 300-year-old rosin?
Yeah.
Wow.
You won't be okay though, right?
It depends. That's the thing about rosin. It's really cool. I can see why some people get into it. But sometimes rosin keeps. Sometimes it keeps over hundreds of years. And there's this stuff. Now, the stuff that I use is called Millant de Roux. See that? And what I like about it is it's the middle of the road. So my dad always used Heidersheim Deluxe. Has anybody ever heard of that? It's a little red box. It's very common to see. And it's the black, it's thick black cake of rosin, and he had the same one for so long, and it had a great big trench in the middle. Because like he only used that, he never lost it or anything like me. Mine never last more than like a year because I leave it at a gig or I drop it or something like that.
How do you spell yours? Because I couldn't see.
It's Millant, so MILLANT dash Dereux, DEROUX. Okay, it was introduced to me by Patrick Arceau, who is a great Irish fiddle player from New York, and he was telling me about it. It's really good because it's in the middle. So the Heidersign Deluxe is very dark, which means it's really sticky, very grabby on the strings. Dad used to like that because he used cheap steel strings, and they're hard to make them vibrate. And so if you got the sticky rosin, it'll pull on the strings a little bit more, right? When I started using nice strings on my fiddle, I stopped using that Heidersign right away because it was way too grabby and it was making my strings choke off all the time. So then I went too light. I went with the Heidersign Light, which is a little tin. And that's really nice because of the tin. Because rosin can dry out. Now, so pearls looks pretty well pooched there, what you were showing me there. Yeah, and those are notorious for drying out. Now, you were talking about your 300-year-old rosin. Once in a while, the old rosin doesn't dry out, and then it's like a prized possession. And my friend Patrick Arceau, his wife, has Millant Dereux rosin, but from 1920. And it's apparently, they say, it's like wine. Apparently, in 1920, the company really got it right. And so everybody kind of looks for that, and she found it in a pawn shop in New York. She found the little case, silver case, and she was like, oh, I think I know what that is. And sure enough, it was Millant Dereux rosin from the 20s, and she has it still. It's really cool. But so the Heidersign that I tried, the light stuff, was too light. I found that I was putting it on a lot, all the time. And the biggest thing was that I was busking one day for a street festival, and it melted on me in my case. A little puddle, it kind of looked like it went like that. So then I went to this because Patrick recommended it, and it's really nice because you got the Hill. Is that Hill or Salchow? I think it's Hill. Yeah, the Hill Brothers. That's English rosin. Okay, English rosin is really good. I love it. Like I said, we used Heidersign when I was growing up. Very good rosin. I love the French stuff a little bit better. The other stuff that's good is called Salchow from New York. It's very good. Common brand. All the classical guys that I know use Salchow. It's very common brand. And the only thing is that apparently there's a guy in Austria that makes 800 cakes a year, and it's supposed to be the absolute best rosin anybody's ever had, and everybody's trying to get some, but apparently it's really hard to get. And that's the violinist that I know talk about that a lot. So that's the deal with rosin. If your strings are tight, the grabbier rosin might be good for you because it pulls on the strings a little easier. If your strings are really loose, you might want to go with the lighter so that it doesn't grab them too much and choke them off. And that's the deal with rosin. If you put too much rosin on your bow, it's just as bad as not having enough. And you can clear the residue just by kind of lightly on your pants, just clear the residue off of your bow. The same thing with your strings. It builds up on your strings and it's terrible, and you wipe it off or whatever. Okay? So that's rosin. Anyway, everybody got your Cliffs of Moher ready? And is there any questions about rosin before we move on? Yes, Sue? Oh, still muted.
I don't think he's muted. I just think you can't.
There you go.
Did you hear me?
There you go.
How do you know if you've got too much rosin on your bow?
My dad's teachers used to say, if you have too much rosin on your bow, it's scratchy and slidey and slippy. If you have not enough rosin on your bow, it's scratchy and slidey and slippy. So the way that I usually do it, actually, if I get a little bit like that, if I feel like I'm getting a little bit like that, I remove the residue. And if I see a big rash of white on my pants, I know that it's the too much.
Okay.
See what I mean? It's never the not enough. It's it's usually, most of the time when people have rosin problems, it's too much. 90% of the time, it's too much rosin. Yes, Pearl?
Not really a rosin question, but the rosin I was talking about actually is broken because this fiddle is 285 years old.
Is that right?
Yeah, I got it from a friend because she wanted to give it to someone for somebody to keep playing it, but she's like, who do I know that plays a fiddle? So she's like, oh, I know you. Take it.
Wow.
So I was like, all right. I just had to pay for all the repairs.
And how much did that cost?
$2,000.
That's the usual. That's the number I hear a lot from old fiddles getting fixed up. Can you show me the back of that thing?
Yeah, it took me 2 summers to make the money from busting.
Wow, congratulations. That's beautiful back. I love the backs of violins, especially old ones like that, because it's a history lesson. This is the growth of the tree. See that? And usually they take the wood for the back of the violin, it's maple, and they take it from a place that's kind of in between the heartwood, the middle of the tree, and the outside. So you're talking about like this here, this fiddle is 1963. The wood is probably about 100 years old, but the part of the tree here, you're talking about like 300-year-old wood there, and it's a piece of history, eh? That's your cross section of history there. I love that. And then when you show me a 300-year-old violin like that, the wood is even older. You're talking about 1,000 years ago. You know,
So
it's amazing.
then are the stripes the rings in the tree?
No, the stripes are compression. So with a maple tree, as the rings go out like this, right, yeah, they get compressed. So the layers of wood get compressed over the years. So some parts are compressed, others are not so compressed. And that's what causes this tiger striping. See that? And the nicer the piece of wood, the older the piece of wood, the more pronounced the striping is. Okay? Yeah, awesome, Pearl. That's great. You know what design it is? Guarneri, or you don't know?
No, I don't. I just know that I had to make a few promises to get it.
And where did you get it fixed up?
I have a friend up north. Oh my goodness, I don't know her name. Her name slipped my mind. It's like Sabina.
Oh, okay.
And she runs it with her husband, and she makes fiddles and cellos and all that, but she also fixes them. And so I said, hey, do you mind fixing this? And she's like, yeah, I know. Yeah, it's fine. I'll give you a discount. And I was like, oh my God, because I can't pay for much more.
So that was $2,000 with a discount. That's great, man. You got a prize there. That's really nice. Congrats.
Is she from Paisley?
What's that?
Sibylla Walk from Paisley, Pearl?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know the
family friend. I was born in Paisley, so I know them very well. Awesome, awesome people.
Oh, cool. There you go. Okay, anyway, that's enough talking about fiddles. I could talk about fiddles for hours. I love fiddles. And I also love guitars, even though I can't play them. But my favorite job in my life was working at the music store, fixing people's guitars. If it paid good, I'd still be doing it. Okay, Cliffs of Moher and the Mug of Brown Ale. Let's go nice and easy to start with. Ready, and... All right, we'll take a little breather there. Coming back there, Simone. Little by little, eh? By the way, you got a really cool looking room there. I love that whole little alcove dealy there.
It's my roommates who just moved out, so now I have a music room for a little bit.
Lovely. Don't you love when that happens? I mean, roommates are great and everything, but it's great when they leave.
Simone, what school are you at?
I'm at U of T.
Oh, okay, what program?
I'm studying music therapy.
Yeah. Oh, program.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Very cool.
That's what my wife's original idea was when she started playing the tuba back in university. She was going to do music therapy, but then she ended up, being a complete keener and going the entire direction of performance. But, I've taught quite a few music therapists over the years. And the one that I enjoyed kind of the most because of her stories was Magdalena. She was a German girl. I don't know if she's still around. She's still around the city, but she was a music therapist over in Iraq.
Oh, wow.
And she said the stuff that she dealt with was just incredible. And she said you wouldn't believe how powerful the music therapy is. Like, just unbelievably powerful for getting people through these traumatic situations.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah, it's amazing. You would love her. She's not much older than you, but and very good. She's a very good violinist, but she's trying hard to play Irish. Like, it's the only thing she wants to do. Like many Germans I've met over the years. Anyway, how are the jigs? Not bad? Any problems? Besides, a few hundred times. Anything in the way of speeding them up a little bit? Oh, good. Let's have a go then, shall we? One more time, a little faster there, guys. And we're going to try to get some of that jig rhythm in there, eh? I'm going to exaggerate it like crazy. And so hopefully it'll come in there a little bit for you. And stop me anytime you need to for a question if you have one. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and... looked more successful. And that was pretty good clip too, you know, and it gave us a chance to get that jig rhythm in there. Anybody having any success with the jig rhythm? Oh, good. Here and there, that's the way it goes at first. And I wanted to give it another go because Diana was kicked out and it came back in. So I hope you got a little crack at it there, Diana. You know, I love the fact that you guys were in the class, and every time I see Simone, your dad, like there, it makes me think of being at the local. My God, those were fun Saturday afternoons, eh? Jeez. Can't wait to get back there. That's one of the spots that I'm really looking. And they've been doing well. They've been doing takeout, and they've been keeping their heads above water this whole time. It's incredible. There's some of these people that own these little pubs, man. I don't know how they're keeping above water during this time, but most of them are. I don't know anybody yet that has to shut down. Thank God. Anyway, so that's the jigs. Any problems or questions or concerns about those jigs? Looking good there, Deb. That's the idea. Now let's see. Let's take another set and sharpen it up there. So what else did we do? Could somebody remind me of something else? King George, maybe? Or you know what's a blast from the past that we should practice a little bit is Big John. Do you remember doing Big John? It was a while back now. Don't be afraid, Calida. It's only A major. It's no big deal.
I was listening to Sitting Dancers, you know, on the CD by Glenn
Graham.
And they play that whole set of the King's reels and all that.
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself today, I hope he never brings that up again.
It's a long one. And it's all in the same key as well, which is hilarious to me. But anyway. Okay, so Big John McNeil. Let's get her out. All right? Before we do it. Oh, Pearl, you don't know Big John McNeil, I bet.
And I don't have the music for it.
I will send you the music right now.
Thank you. I've heard it before. It was in a set where I knew all the other songs except for that one.
Yeah, you'll get it. You'll get it very, very quickly. Don't worry. Okay, so Pearl. There we go. Okay, I just sent it to you on email there, Pearl. Hey, you'll be interested to know that National Music Camp is going this year. They're actually happening this year, which is unbelievable to me. Apparently, there's no fiddle players this year that were willing to come to overnight camp during a pandemic.
What camp is playing?
National Music Camp. It's up near Aurelia, and it's that's where I met Pearl. Pearl went up there. How old were you when you went to NMC, Pearl? Were you 12?
Yeah, 12.
I think you were 12. Yeah, and it was the very first year that they had fiddle there. So National Music Camp is a classical/jazz camp. It's been around for over 50 years. It's just up the street from Casino Rama, a place called Lake Couchiching. Really nice spot, beautiful spot. It's been a music camp for a long time, and I was the first person to put a fiddle program in there. See, that's what happens. Like, Jennifer's been teaching there for like 13 years, right? Teaching tuba. For both this junior week and the senior week. So I've been going up there for a long time taking care of the kids while she teaches. And, you know, I worm my way in. So now I'm a teacher as well.
I wish my Goderich Celtic fiddle camp was going this year.
Yeah, I'm disappointed because they left it just a little too early to make the decision, you know. And Cheryl, the artistic director, she was really broken up about the decision. She really didn't know what to do. She was trying to be responsible. But now it seems like it would probably be okay. So, you know. But we'll see about all this. Even National Music Camp. We'll see what it's like. You never know what might happen between now and then. Anyway, Big John McNeil. So we got it now, Pearl?
Yes, I'm trying to get it working.
Okay. So it's in A major, and it makes a lot of use of the low register in A. So before we do it, before we even attempt it, let's play an A major scale. All right? Starting at the low A. All right, nice and long, nice notes. Okay? Ready, A. Okay, I'm going to do a little arpeggio. Ready, and... Okay, is everybody's hand successfully changed over to A major? Oh, good. You got the stretchies going. So now, let's go nice and slow with the Big John. No reason to be in a hurry, that's for sure. I'm just going to get it back up on my email so I make sure I play exactly the same version, etc. Okay, there we go. Yeah, excellent. Put you guys over here. And we can do it. So nice and slow for Pearl's sake. And if for everybody else, if you already know it, then tune it. Okay? Ready, 2, 3, and... on the slow side, how's everybody doing? Looking great. Nobody seems to be having any difficulty. How you doing, Pearl? The brand new tune.
I'm doing okay. I think I got backwards at one point, but I managed to get myself back.
Like backwards bowing?
Yeah.
It makes it a little tough, all those string changes, if you're not going the right direction, for sure. Do you hear how it's basically just a scale and an arpeggio in the key of A?
Yeah.
Yeah. So keep that in mind. It kind of makes it a little easier going along, okay? Is there anybody having any difficulty with Big John? If nobody says anything, then we go faster. Yes, Deb?
I do have a question. So one thing that I find is I'm trying to, on the first part, I can pretty much keep my fingers down without lifting them.
Yeah.
But I find that they get kind of, tongue-tied's the word I guess I want to say. They just feel cramped.
Oh.
But yet, I know it's easier if you leave your fingers down on that first part. But
For the first part. Now, so my advice about that is to try to get over the strings as much as you can. So when I'm playing down there and I keep that first finger down, for instance, I have to make a kind of a special effort to bring that elbow right over and get over the strings. See that?
Okay.
Do you find that a little bit less crampy?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah, that's what I find the best way to deal with that is. Okay, good question for sure. All right, shall we go a little bit faster then, guys? I mean girls. I mean ladies. Okay, a little tiny. And this is a great one for the long bow, eh? See that? Isn't that fun? Oh. Anyway, let's just try to play it, shall we? Little quicker, tiny bit quicker. 1, 2, 3, and. So some people didn't survive the faster tempo, but that's okay. We'll try it again next time. In the meantime, just give it a little go. You'll see. You'll be able to do it faster. I'm sure of it, for sure. All right? How's everybody doing with Big John? Is it coming back? Little by little? That's great. Okay, and we'll continue to strengthen, all right? So for next time, keep looking at that bowing exercise, both of them, the slurred one and the single one. If you can get stronger at each of those, next time we're going to try to go back and forth between them. We're going to try to alternate. We'll just do a little bit. We'll just try a little bit of it, okay? And then what we'll do with and the same tune, Made Behind the Bar, okay? Not the Wise Maid, the one that is not so wise because she has a job at a bar. Although I got to tell you, like I said, I have met many wise barmaids in my life. Many, especially overseas. You know, especially the older ones. They've been around. They've heard everybody. They know about everything. But anyway, so Made Behind the Bar is what we will use to do that. But also, next time, I think we're going to learn a set dance. Has anybody ever heard of a set dance? No? It's really cool. They're kind of like hornpipes. And it's based on a step dance, an Irish step dance. And it's a set of steps that goes along with a tune. So it's like you have to memorize all the steps and they go along with the particular tune. Oh. There's a whole bunch of them. There's one of my favorites is the Ace and Deuce of Pipering. And they're really neat little tunes. Tune. They're all like that. They have little different bits in them, you know. But the most famous one that we'll do next week is called the Blackbird. Okay?
I couldn't see your feet.
What's that? I don't usually demonstrate the dance portion. I leave that to my buddy Brian if he brings his sports bra. You know what I mean? That's I leave the dance part to him. But anyway, so, and it's an achievement for a dancer, like to get those dances, it's part of the competition, and then they go in and they pull off all those steps and they get marked for it, you know, each one. Oh, okay. It's really cool, yeah. Now, like I said, the one we'll do that's way more common is called the Blackbird. It's a really great tune, you're going to love it. So, and I'll record it and send it out and all that kind of stuff, but keep that in your head. It's a little fun for the summertime. A little different than just jigs and reels, and I think you'll enjoy it, okay? So, bowing, and then prepare yourself for the Blackbird.
So is set dancing Irish?
It's Irish. Yes. It's for, those competition dances with the girls with the curls that my little girl is going to end up being. She's working her butt off, and I was putting the shoes on her, and we watched a video about how to put the shoes on properly, and the lady kept going, and this is necessary for competition. And I was like, but you maybe don't want to compete, eh, Sylv? And then by the end of the video, she was like, I want to compete. But yeah, so it is an Irish thing. Set dance is an Irish thing. I think you'll have fun with it. All right? So thanks for joining me this week. Yes, Deb?
Can we set an appointment? Can we set a lesson?
Oh, sure. Yeah. When do you want to do it?
When's your schedule? What's your schedule like?
It's not too busy like over the weekend.
Okay, Saturday afternoon.
Sounds pretty good. See you, Simone. See you, everybody. Thanks for coming. Yeah, thanks for joining.
What time's probably 3?
Oh, you know what? Okay, see you, Calida. You know what? Saturday afternoon's not so good because we're gonna take the canoe out. Let's do if you can, let's do Sunday.
Yeah, I'm okay at Sunday.
Okay, so that would be the best time. Oh yeah, let's do noon on Sunday if that's okay with you.
Yeah, it could be in my PJs, but just.
Oh, that's all right. Maybe I will be too.
Just kidding.
Okay, so I'll see you on Sunday at noon.
Okay, thank you. Okay, bye.
Thanks for glad you're feeling better. Bye bye.
Thanks.